Good afternoon, everybody. Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. And in today's lesson, I want to talk to you about the Revelation 12 birth sign and the connection to the birthing rites from Leviticus 12, 1 through 6. First of all, let's go to Revelation 12 and see what verses 1 and 2 says. It says, "There appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered." Okay. Then we go to Leviticus 12, and it talks about the birthing rites in a birth process. It says, "Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed and born a man-child, then she shall be unclean 7 days. According to the days of the separation for her infirmity, she shall be unclean. And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised, and she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 33 days. She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. But if she bear a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her separation, and she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days, which is 66 days. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest." Okay, so we have a birth event that is happening in the heavens. The sign of Revelation 23 is a birth event. Okay, and we have then Leviticus 12, 1 through 6 talks about the birthing rites. There's 40 days for the male child and 80 days for the maid child, for the girl. And these two time frames then are broken down: 7 plus 33 for the male, or 14 plus 66 for the female. Now, we are watching the birth event from the Revelation 12 sign. November 16th, 2016 was the conception event when Jupiter was just entering Virgo. We have that confirmed by the conception comet that went through right there on that day. We have day 1335 from the March 22nd, 2013 abomination, just like it says in Daniel 12:12. Okay, so we have a conception date on the Revelation 12 sign. Due date in medical terms was August 9th. 9-month marker was August 16th. We are in this window, very, very important time frame that we should be watching. Then we had this eclipse. The eclipse that happened recently, and it has been brought to the attention, the 40 days from the eclipse to the Day of Atonement. So we have a birthing rite that is taking place. We have something going on in the heavens, and then we have a connection between these events and 40 days. So something is going on, okay? Something is going on with the birth event, and we have to find out what is happening. We first were looking at August 14th, since we're in this window, the 9-month window. August 14th, was this a key day, taking us to September 23rd, 40 days with the eclipse as the 7-day sign, which would be the 7 days plus the 8th day of circumcision, which would have been August 22nd, taking us to the September 23rd sign. Now, the eclipse was an amazing event, but the circumcision event did not happen there. So this time frame, this was not the birth event, okay? This was not the birth event. This time frame can be discarded. But now we've got this next time frame that I would like to bring to everybody's attention that may be what we are waiting for, but not necessarily in the way that we are expecting it. Okay, because we have an event that happened on August 21st, which was the eclipse, and you know, with the bride, with the woman clothed with the sun, that wedding ring, it might mean more than people can see, right? That diamond ring eclipse. We're talking about a woman being clothed with the sun. We're talking about a birth event in the heavens, the sun being a central part of that Revelation 12 sign. Now, August 21st will take us to the Day of Atonement by 40 days, September 30th. But if you look at this from the Leviticus 12 birthing rites, it's 7 days plus 33 days. Okay, so if August 21st is connected to the Day of Atonement by 40 days, then what we would be looking for is an event 7 or 8 days later, which would be August 28th or 29th, plus 33 days, taking us to the Day of Atonement. Because we have to continue the biblical revelation of the 7 plus 33 days. It does not say 33 plus 7. Okay, it's 7 plus 33, not 33 plus 7. August 21st to September 23rd is 33 days plus 7. So there's something happening within this 40-day time frame, and it might be that August 21st, okay, and here's what I want to present to you guys. Was the birth event August 21st, the eclipse? That could have been the birth event. We are waiting for the final fulfillment and the understanding and the circumcision event or the presentation in the temple, or it's the fulfillment of the 7 days plus the 33 days. Now, how will we know then if the August 21st eclipse was the birthing event? I mean, number one, we have the sun rising in the west, a fulfillment of a prophecy that according to the Muslims, that's something they're waiting for when the sun rises in the west. Obviously, the sun did not rise in the west, but that was an amazing part of the eclipse, how the shadow crossed the United States backwards. Okay, that was an amazing part of this eclipse. So if this was the birth event, then we might be looking at something to happen on August 28th or 29th. 7 or 8 days. 7 days, and the 8th day would be the circumcision event. Plus 33 takes us to the Feast of Atonement, the Day of Atonement on September 30th. Now, I would like to present something to you about the 80 days. And we see that this birthing rite, okay, there may be twins within this this Revelation 12 birthing event. We may see the man-child and his descendants being taken up to the throne, and then later we see the coming of the dragon, who will then wage war on all the descendants of those of the left behind. And so we see we may be looking at a multiple or a twin birth within the Revelation 12 sign. One is male and one is female. And the male one might be this event. Now, everybody's looking at right now. Everybody's looking at the 40 days between the eclipse and atonement, the sign of Jonah. They're looking at this as the sign of Jonah. But if this is part of a birthing event, and it's the 40 days we're talking about in Leviticus, then we have something that might be happening here on August 28th and 29th. Okay, but let's look at the 80 days now, and I'm going to show you something that's right there within the Revelation 12 sign that you guys can verify for yourselves. And these numbers are, there's no way that this is a coincidence. There's something going on here. And I don't know. At the end, I'll try to give my interpretation. I know right now we just need to, everybody needs to take all their own interpretations and pray. Just pray and ask the Lord, you know, because there's so many things happening and so many interpretations. Who's right? What is really going to happen? When is it really going to happen? What does it really mean? I mean, these are things that we just all need to take into prayer by ourselves. Okay, so let's look at the 80 days within the Revelation 12 sign. I'm going to show you something that links the 14 days with the 66 days. Okay, September 9th. And September 23rd. There are still two important dates. Excuse me. There are still two important dates within the Revelation 12 sign that we can see in the movements of Jupiter within Virgo. You can investigate this yourself, but there is a connection of 14 days that is very important within the Revelation 12 sign. It's the fact that on September 9th is the actual day that Jupiter will leave Virgo, which appears to be September 9th. I mean, if we were looking at this, at the Revelation 12 sign in a purely natural sense, September 9th would be the birth, because it's the day that Jupiter leaves the legs, leaves the womb of Virgo. And then we have 14 days later, on September 23rd, we have that great alignment, which is the Feast of Trumpets, or right around the Feast of Trumpets. From September 20th, 21st, 22nd to 23rd, we have that window there of the beginning of the month of Tishri and the Feast of Trumpets. And then that great alignment. But there's 14 days here that might be marked within the birth event, the birthing ritual. It's a time frame written within the Word of God. You know, the Muslim prophecy says that the Antichrist, the Mahdi, comes in the spirit of a girl. You can investigate this. This was announced at the United Nations General Assembly on the Day of Atonement in 2012 by the president of Iran. He announced the coming Mahdi and said that the coming Mahdi comes in the spirit of a girl. Well, here we have Leviticus 12 with the birthing ritual of a girl, 14 plus 66 days. So we have from September 9th to September 23rd, 14 days. And if you add 66 days to that, look at where it comes, November 28th. And the calendar of Daniel started at the order to restore Jerusalem, the order to restore Jerusalem, the Palestinian partition plan, November 29th, 1947. November 29th, 1947. So this calendar bringing us to November 28th on an 80-day span from the Jupiter leaving Virgo. Jupiter leaves Virgo on the 9th. 14 days, everybody know this date is absolutely confirmed, is worldwide, September 23rd. Everybody's looking worldwide at this date, September 23rd. So we've got a 14-day from birth event to the 23rd, and then 66 days that takes us to the fulfillment of 70 weeks are determined from the order to restore Jerusalem. This takes us 70 years to the day from the order to restore Jerusalem from 1947 to 2017, November 29th, 1947 to November 28th, 2017. 70 years to the day. Is this a coincidence within the Revelation 12 sign that opens up an understanding of the calendars? What does it all mean? I don't know what it all means exactly. I think somewhere in here we're going to be raptured out, okay? Somewhere in here there's going to be a great tribulation. Somewhere in here the Antichrist is going to be incarnated. The devil is going to be cast down to earth, and he's going to take control of his host body that has been prepared. Barack Obama, he's been prepared for this. The Bible even writes the name of Barack Obama when it says, I saw Satan fall from heaven as lightning. Satan as lightning from heaven. Barack Obama. I saw Satan as Barack Obama. Okay, this has all been prepared for many, many centuries since the beginning of the world, and even the clone of Akhenaten, it says, the clone of Akhenaten. Well, how do we know how this is all going to play out? Well, if this was the birth of the male child on August 21st, then we may be looking at this date for possible rapture. But then we might not be looking at the birth of the Antichrist until around September 9th, the girl child, with the full incarnation of the Antichrist on September 23rd, taking us 66 days to November 28th. So what we want to find out right now is, when will the rapture be? When will the Great Tribulation begin? How long will the Great Tribulation last? Okay. And what more can we say? What more are we looking for? Okay. I mean, let's just lay it out on the table, guys. I'd really like to just say, this is going to be my last video. We've gone through all the signs. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that the sign of all signs of the judgment that is coming was the eclipse. That eclipse was the sign, if you want to call it the sign of Jonah, for a wicked generation. The solar eclipse that just it's right there in the middle of everything we're watching, and this is the sign of all signs. But we don't know if it's going to be, it's not 3 days. We're past the 3 days. I don't know if it's going to be the 40 days. Will that take us all the way then to September 30th? Okay. Will that take us all the way to September 30th? Okay, so I had somebody coming to talk to me, and I had to pause this. And when I do that, I always forget where I was. So let's just say I want to make this to be my last video. I want to kind of put everything out on the table and share everything with you, and let's just watch together how it's all going to play out. If I have something beyond this that I really need to share, then I can come back and I can share another video. I'm not promising that this is going to be my last video. But I do want to say we've come to a point right now that is so important, that sign of coming judgment. Jonah said judgment in 40 days. Judgment did not come in 40 days. Okay, but we know judgment is going to come. Now we've got these other signs that are here, that September 9th, September 23rd, the Day of Atonement. I mean, all these signs that we are coming upon the judgment. Okay, so we're not only in the year, I mean, we're in the moment, we're in the days, we're in the week. I mean, we're right here, and this is absolute. There is no, okay, and we're not going past 2017. There's no way this is going past 2017. There's absolutely no way. It's about to hit. We're days within it hitting. We don't know exactly, but I would say from here on out, we've got 4 watch days within this time frame coming up that are key. Where something is going to happen within these time frames. Okay? If August 21st was the birth, then we can be looking for something, maybe the rapture right here on August 28th or 29th. Maybe the rapture. This would coincide with the 7 days and the 8th-day circumcision of the male child. Okay, this might be the rapture. But then September 9th could be the rapture too. That's Jupiter. We see that in the sign. The Jupiter leaving Virgo on the 9th of September. If this wasn't the rapture, then this could be the rapture. If we're still here after September 9th, then September 23rd could be the rapture. And if we're still here after September 23rd, then the rapture could be on September 30th, on the Day of Atonement. And if we're still here after September 30th, then your guess is as good as mine. Okay? I mean, we're so on top of everything. We're so in the middle of this. We're so close to everything exploding. It's unbelievable. But we're watching this birth process in the heavens. And these are all the signs that are coming together. And this would link up the 2 births of 40 days and 80 days, fulfilling the male child and the female child within the Revelation 12 sign. Okay. Oh, I wasn't really planning on doing this video. We're in the middle of a camp right now out on our property. I really thank God that the Lord has restored so much of the things that we had lost to us. We got our land looking nice again. We've got 30 people out there on a camp, a 3-day camp. They're all sleeping over there on our property. The Bridge of Love home continues. The Lord has blessed with a number of projects to do the floors, to put in some doors and windows, to do a lot of repairs, to get it up to where we can have a camp on site. And I'm really thankful, because I had this all lost. I mean, I really had, I thought that everything we had lost 5 years ago, that was the way it was. But the Lord has given us many things, and He's allowed us to restore, to see the restoration. But at the same time, we're in this time frame where, we thank God for the blessings we have here, and we want to just enjoy. Uh, this was my thought earlier today, as I shared with Brother John Boucher on the phone, watchman for that great day. I was talking to John on the phone, and I said, I think that the sign of Jonah is so real to us, that the judgment is coming, that this is our opportunity to just enjoy. For those of us who've been giving the warnings, this is our opportunity to just enjoy the time that remains. We've done our job. We've given the warnings. I don't think it's necessary to go up to the exact day and war. The judgment is coming. Judgment is coming. I mean, right now, the solar eclipse that came, that's the sign. You want to take the sign, believe it together with the message. You've got the message, and you've got the sign, and you've got the dates and the 40 days, and we've got the revelation. I mean, what more do people need? Okay. So I've done my job. My hands are clean. I know that when the Lord comes, I'm going to go with him because I've been faithful to what he's called me to do. And now I need to just be able to enjoy the last days that remain with my family, and not be worried about the end of the world. It's coming. Judgment is coming. There's no doubt about it. The time is limited. We are within this last final window. And so, I hope that I don't need to make any more explanations. I'd love to say we're going to be out of here on the 28th or the 29th. That would be great. We don't know. We're watching. I think that's an important time frame, but we'll see. August 28th, 29th. If that's not it, then we're looking at September 9th, maybe. If that's not it, then we've got September 23rd, and then we've got the Day of Atonement on September 30th. I think probably we will be out of here before September 30th. But only God knows. So let's just keep watching, keep praying, stay ready. The Lord is coming. Be obedient to the word. Love him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Keep your lamps filled with oil. Be wise, virgins. And the Lord shall come for his own and give justice to his own and judgment upon his enemies. I pray you're all blessed in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.